Wars are a sorry commentary on the human condition, and they have occurred repeatedly through time. In 1944, Lewis Richardson decided to look at an ensemble of wars over the second half of the millennium, over a period of about 432 years. And he catalogued the wars that had happened in that time and found there were 299 wars. A question that immediately arises is the following: how does one categorize wars when they range from small conflicts to large, continent-enveloping disasters? And so this goes to the crux of the modeling itself. One way to do this is to take large conflicts and break them up into a succession of smaller key conflicts. And this is the approach that Richardson has taken. For example, if you look at the First World War, he treats it as 5 different conflicts. And similarly with other large wars, the 30 Years' War, the Second World War, of course, the Napoleonic Wars, and so on. And with such a breakpoint in mind, he finds 299 wars distributed over a period of 432 years. By now, the methodology is becoming very clear. We don't anticipate too many wars per year. Wars are rare occurrences. There are many opportunities for wars, but they happen rarely, one hopes. And therefore, a lambda here, the frequency of wars in a given year, is 299 out of 432, or about 0.7 or 0.69. Roughly speaking, we anticipate, based on this data, about 2 wars in every 3 years. And if we now try to find a Poisson approximation to the observed data, we again find a quite remarkable fit. There is a philosophical point here that might well be worth spending a little bit of time on. And it deals with this. What is the worth of the modeling? How does one reconcile these statistical models of these sociological phenomena with our common understanding of how these phenomena were engendered? So very frequently, in the case of wars, for example, history tends to point at one individual or one circumstance or the other as being the precipitator of such a war. So, for example, the Archduke Ferdinand was assassinated, and therefore that caused such and such war. The probabilistic view takes a much more ensemble, averaged view of this. There is no individual sparking wars in this context. The analysis, the models suggest that there's just an ensemble of chance-driven possibilities, and some things happen, wars happen, bad things happen to good people. Rarely, but they do happen. And here's a description of the frequency and what we should anticipate. All we can say now, based upon the observed data and the models to the data, is that the fit is quite remarkably good. Of course, this kind of statistical view of these chance-driven phenomena does not take into account individuals, particular happenings, accidents of history. The view here is approximately, well, I can't tell you if an Archduke Ferdinand was going to be assassinated, but somebody, somewhere, will be assassinated at the rate of about 2 every 3 years. And this may indeed be the proper way to think about these mathematical models of these large-scale sociological phenomena. What we're doing is getting to the heart of a statistical trend, a probabilistic trend, and eliminating from the discourse all the things which add color to it and which perhaps may give a spurious feeling of particularity to a particular phenomenon.